Hello everyone guys, it's Stepastr here and Sonya.
Hello everyone.
If you saw my previous videos, you would probably know Sonya, but if you don't, then here she is.
It's me.
I must say that we are both graduates from the same school and we met under very interesting circumstances.
They weren't actually interesting, instead they were really boring.
Well, we took an exam in English a couple years ago, therefore you can watch this video in it now.
And our first conversation took place in one of the English electives when our teacher made us talk with each other.
She told us to turn to each other and talk, and we were like... Hello.
Hello.
More or less like this, the conversation ended. But then, we turned out to be in the 9th grade together, we made friends, and now Sonya is in this video.
Stepastr has a video on the channel in which we said our goodbyes to the summer. In the end of this little trip, he confronted me with a fact, not just asked, it was an affirmation, not a question. He showed me image of a character from a game and asked,
Do you wanna?
Will you? And I said that I was ready for every challenge.
It was your mistake.
Yes.
About a year ago, I found out about one interesting game as Bendy and the Ink Machine. And I'm so happy that very soon the second part of the game will be released. I can't wait. Oh.
You may walk with angels, or cower before demons.
To make a long story short, can you imagine the Disney studio in its early years? You know, when it was Mickey Mouse in black and white, etc. In general, this game is about those times and about an animation studio where artists draw to us about this inky devil, Bendy. He has a lot of friends, adventures, rules, angels, everything is nice. Fortunately, one day, as it happens in our cold, cruel world, the cartoons start to lose their popularity. Therefore, heads of company decide to change something. And they create a special device which is called the Ink Machine. That's why the game is called like this. You can print alive copies of a cartoon characters. So they pushed the button and Betty got out and was like, Hi. As usually, it all goes downhill and the machine don't work as it should.
In this studio there was a voice actress who voiced Alice Angel, but once heads of company kicked her out for the fact that she wasn't perfect enough, wasn't good enough for this role. But one day she was invited back to the studio in order to make her a character of this cartoon herself.
But something went wrong again.
As usually.
And instead of becoming a lovely, beautiful angel,
she has become an ink monster.
And I must admit that I love this game a lot and it left a mark in my soul. That's why I have wanted to make a cosplay of Alice so much. I was searching for someone who would suit out the role for a long time, and it turned out that perfect actress was always next to me every day.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
And actually, Sonya agreed without persuasions, and so we have this cosplay. Now we are going to tell you how it was and what went wrong in shooting.
We prepared a lot for this shooting because it required a bunch of stuff and props.
The main element for Angel is halo, of course. I made it from cardboard, painted it and glued it into headband. Also, we did horns and glued everything together like this.
Our main problem was making a clothes for Alice. It was hard to find materials for her dress. As usual, Stepastr came up with an idea.
And I took a backpack case for clothes. Took a stapler and sewed it right on the Sonya. Also, I took an ink and painted clothes because Alice's one has the ink drips on it. And what makes difference between Alice and perfect Alice? It is the thing that happened to her face.
Firstly, a few standard makeup steps to achieve a normal and smooth image for camera. I'm filling my brows now. Didn't think I would paint them black, but it turned out like that. There it is. I'm holding a brush in my mouth. Starting to do my eye makeup, usual smoky eye. We wanted the lipstick to look as dark as possible, and this color was the darkest that I found in my makeup kit. So now I'm doing a torn wound on my face.
Unfortunately, camera didn't record it well, but here's the process itself.
She has a hole on the right side of her jaw, and her teeth can be seen from this hole.
Looks creepy.
But very cool. I tried to make this as much
Natural?
as it possible. We decided not to use face paint and mixed gouache with shampoo.
This is a really good option.
Yes, a really cool life hack.
And it is always safe to use, if not used often. Here are you drawing?
Yes, the teeth have erupted. Now I'm painting my neck black because she has an ink drops on it too.
First, we wanted to stick up the eye with a Band-Aid and cover it with ink stains.
Because the Alice herself is one-eyed, a band-aid was constantly coming off and I couldn't layer the paint on it, so we gave up on this idea. Here's the best part, the funniest.
And the longest one, unfortunately. I have my room where my cosplays are done, and this time I decided that just doing a suitable lighting wouldn't be enough. I took a giant pile of cardboard and with my assistant Arkady the Shark we attached it right on the wall. And then we started to draw various of inky patterns with gouache right on it.
Yes, we tried to copy the patterns from the game,
Sonya helped
some
us.
images from the locations.
And also, I must admit that me and guys did it really awesome. And I even got a feeling that I appeared in my favorite game. That's it. After we finished the location, we had to finish Alice's outfit.
There was a final problem left. Alice has hands completely covered by ink from her fingertips to her shoulders.
We thought, how can we deal with it? Maybe use black gloves? Then we came to the simple solution and we decided to use the gouache with the shampoo. And we painted it right on Sonya's head.
It tickles.
It's an amazing feeling, I've tried it and I like it. We put on the halo and the nightmare begins. And you know, it could be just worse if it wasn't for some scary things happening.
Spooky.
While Sonya was doing her makeup, I showed her the video of Alice's behavior so that Sonya would be prepared for a role. And suddenly my computer started to glitch really badly.
Oh, I've just remembered it. That was really scary.
Это ненормально. The jars with ink spilled by themselves.
Well, almost
Yes,
by
it's clean
themselves.
And my cat, who is usually interested in everything, hid somewhere and we didn't even see him. But that was our cosplay. I decided to see if I'm worthy to walk with angels.
I see you there. A new fly in my endless web. Come along now. Let's see if you're worthy to walk with angels.
To be honest, we wanted to make cosplay not only for a twisted Alice, but also with the more usual one. But we had no time and it didn't go along with our plans, cause we were shooting it at 8 PM again, and it was actually spooky though. And now, Sonya will finally see what we got. Are you ready?
Yes.
Da-da!
Wow. It has become more like cartoon style, more similar to animation.
Yeah, I tried to give an atmosphere from original game to the photos and I used a bunch of filters to achieve it.
I like the way you did it more yellow in color scheme of the game.
Совсем прямо.
Прямо,
вот
прямо вот.
все.
And as you can notice, here I made Sonya's right eye darker. Instead of erasing it or deleting it, I just covered it in black.
Oh, damn, so beautiful.
You know, it was a random shot.
This one?
But then I thought it was pretty.
Yes, the saw, my favorite one.
You can wonder why Alice appears as a villain. That's all because of her desire of being perfect. She just wanted people to admire her. Proved to be that she was abused by lies that she's an excellent actress, and then they betrayed her again when they told her that she would be a real Alice, a true angel, and everybody will love her. But she turned out awful. There was only one way to fix it for Alice, to step on the path of a demon to be beautiful again. That's why she's holding a saw here.
Getting ready to kill.
And our Alice is so sad, because she knows that
She is imperfect. On these photos I like to compare one side with another. Yes, my most favorite photos. I knew they would be the best. It's just heavenly. And I'm so different here. By the way, yes, it was very unusual to look in the mirrors in this outfit. It was like seeing yourself from a new side, feeling like someone else for a second. This photo, Alice is throwing a mirror in rage and looking at her reflection. Damn, this eye is giving me the creeps.
that is the ethic that I wanted to achieve.
This one is beautiful too. Everything is beautiful. Devilishly beautiful. The shadow is great.
This one?
You can see it here. It really looks like this silhouette that shows her soul of a demon.
You know, it turned out that unlike with Ballora, when I alerted almost the whole pictures, here I left everything natural, because we had really good backgrounds, costume and so on.
And the model was pretty good too.
Yes, by the way, model was really good. Link in the description. As I said, it was my dream to do a cosplay of Alice, and I can say that my dream came to life.
Also, I've been dreaming of making a cosplay, trying myself as a cosplayer, and my dream came to life too. I found out that it requires a lot of work, dedication and desire, of course.
And you know what, guys, with our hard work we created 2 costumes for 2 Alices. And there's a costume in my closet for another Alice. Her name is Allison and it's another character. And if you want to, me and Sonya will make a second part of this video with an Allison cosplay. By the way, the second part of the game is soon to be released. Maybe you want me to do another cosplay for another character? Leave a comment. Well, now a date with an angel is coming to end. Thanks for watching, we'll be happy to see you in my other videos.
Goodbye!